Hello students, welcome back, and I hope you're ready to play our first chess game. So today we're going to use everything we've learned so far. We're going to play against a computer. So if you don't have anyone to play with, just go online and look for a chess website or a chess engine. There are many out there. Just pick any, and we're going to play first against level number one. Like typically, they're going to have different levels. Of course, number one is the easiest. And number one is going to be a robot that just knows the basics. And guess what? That's what we know so far. Just knows how the pieces move, how they capture. It understands check and checkmate. But still, it doesn't know a lot about many of the more advanced rules, and it doesn't know a lot of tactics. So it's going to be a good starting point for you. We're going to be focusing mainly on developing our pieces, trying to capture our opponent's pieces, and get to his king and put him in checkmate. And that's all you should be doing right now. These three words that you see to the right, these are concepts that we haven't discussed yet, but we have to. We have en passant, we have castling, and we have promotion. So I'm going to try not to do any of these three things in this game because we haven't discussed them yet. But in the next lesson, that's exactly what we're going to go over. So with that being said, let's get to play our first game. You're going to see here I have the difficulty levels for this software. I'm going to choose number one. Do I want the computer to play as the black or as the whites? I'm going to have them play as the white pieces. And now you're going to see they already did the first move. So they put the knight from here, they brought it over to this square. Something that I haven't mentioned before, but it's very important that you know it, is that when you play chess, always the white pieces go first. So you're going to see many beginners like trying to be the white pieces all the time because they want to go first. But honestly, as you learn more, you're going to see it doesn't make a difference. If you know what you're doing, it doesn't really matter if you're white or blacks. But yes, that's a rule. White pieces always start the game. So he went knight f3. I'm going to start by moving my pawn 2 steps. Now he moved the pawn. And as a general rule, this is something that we are going to discuss later on. But generally, you want to be controlling the center of the battlefield and develop your knights and bishops as quickly as you can. So now I'm going to develop this bishop. So this bishop could move here, 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 or here. If I go all the way to the end, well, his pawn could take me. That's not a good idea. So I'm going to move it up to here to attack his knight. So he already moved. I think I'm going to take it. That's how the bishop moves. And now instead of taking me, notice how the bishop went over here. And the bishop is attacking my king, so that's check. Now, as much as I want to take his queen, which is the most powerful piece, look what happens if I try to do that. It's telling me that my king is in check. So now I have to do CPR. C is capture the bishop. Can I capture? Well, not right now. Can I protect? Yes. I could put my knight in the way. I could put my pawn in the way. So I'm going to use my pawn. All right, now my pawn was not only blocking, but I can also capture the bishop. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, he took me back, and now the queen is the one putting me in check. So I need to get out of check. And this time I'm going to block with my knight. I'm going to put it right here. He moved the king. Now let me try to get this queen. So I'm going to move my pawn up. And if they don't move the queen, then I could go ahead and capture the queen. So let me leave it right here. He moved it away. Okay, now let me use this pawn. So he took my knight, and now my pawn, he's putting me in check. But this time I could do, when I do CPR, I could use C, which is capture. My pawn could just capture the queen, and there's no check anymore. Notice that he has put me in check like 3 times, and I have never moved the king. The last resource is R, which is running away. First, I need to see if I could capture or if I could protect. So my turn, I'm going to bring my queen into the attack. I'm going to get closer to his king. No, I'm going to go up. So let me start bringing my queen out. Queens are, it's not good to get the queens out so early because you could lose the queen like he did. But now it's pretty safe, so I'm making sure that no one can get me. And now, let me see, maybe I could bring my pawn up to help me out. Okay, now I'm going to bring my rook. My rook goes up. Now he's moving little pawns. I'm using the rooks, the queen, which are a little bit more aggressive. So let me see. This bishop, trying to bring the bishop. I'm going to, look, I wish I could just take this, but then his pawn is going to take me. So I think instead, I'm going to put the bishop right here. So he did the same thing, he moved the bishop. Now, let me put him in check. Look, if I put the rook here, I'll be attacking the king. So that's going to be a nice check. He has to move the king. Now, what if I could continue to attack? Well, let me bring this rook now over here. And this is something that you're going to try to do in your games. Try to use all of your pieces. They need to work together as a team. So now let me just go and get this pawn. See, he could have taken me, he didn't. Well, then I'm going to take the knight. He didn't take me either. So this is, you see how bad this robot is. He should be trying to take me back. And now I think I'm going to get the bishop too. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to take it with the bishop. I'm going to use my rook. So I have another piece getting close to the king. Now I'm going to bring my queen. My queen could capture this pawn. It could capture this pawn, or it could capture the rook. Well, the rook is better than the pawn, so I'm just going to go there and capture the rook. And now I have checkmate in one move. Well, how do I do it? Well, I have to look at the different checks that I have. How can I attack the king? I could use my rook to go here and attack the king. I could use my rook to go here and attack the king. And I could also use my queen. So I think I'm going to put my queen down here. And look, it says game over, you won. Now, why did I win the game? Well, my queen is attacking the king, that's check. And now we're going to do CPR. C, can anyone capture the queen? Well, the king is too far, he cannot get to my queen. P is protect, no one can get in the way. And then R is run away. Let's see, can the king run over here? Well, my rook is not letting him escape through there, so he cannot put himself into check. Then going here, my queen and my rook, and going to this square is the same thing. I have my rook and my queen. So the king is in check, and he cannot escape it. The game is over. I won my first chess game. So I hope this shows you more or less what you're going to be getting in your first game if you haven't played it yet. And it's going to be like this for a while. It's going to be just about capturing pieces and eventually getting to the king. Next class is going to get a little bit more sophisticated as we're going to learn about castling, which is very useful to put the king in safety, promotion, and of course en passant. So I'll leave you with this, guys. Feel free to play as much as you can. Hopefully by the next time we meet, you're going to have played enough so that you have more practice and a better vision of the board. So I'll see you guys next time.